Hello, Year 5. It's Mrs. Ramsey here again to this time talk you through our Year 5 or our 5M website. If you open up your internet browser and you type in www.year5gcc.weebly, which is weebly.com, press enter. It will take you to our Year 5 at GCC website where learning is fun. Now, the home page has a few different buttons and YouTube clips, as you can see. This button here takes you to our Instagram site. So does the gallery. And these are just a couple of buttons that link you to websites which are quite interesting and good to use. Lumosity is a memory game website which is a lot of fun for children and also adults. So if you're interested in that, check it out. There's one with New Zealand Maths which has some extra resources. There's Maths e-learning for kids. This is a great website that has lots of different tools and activities that they can practice with if they desire. So let's go up to this bar here. You can always come back to this screen by pressing on the home button, as you'll see. The next button over is our spelling page. And as you can see, it says that each week students will be given new spelling words. And happy spelling. There's a link to Spelling City and they have a username and a password that they have created, and it's on a Google Doc. So if they go into their Gmail, they can go into Google Docs and they can find their password. I'll just give you an example of that. So if they go into their Gmail, it will come up with their page. You press on these dots over here and you click on Docs, and if you just do a search up in the search bar, it will come up with passwords. You just press enter and it will come up with a list, and you will see usually at the top of the page is the passwords that they've created. Okay, so you can use those passwords. There's one for IXL, Spelling City, Study Ladder in that account. So this just has the activities that they can do each day with their spelling words. And we can go back to the home page. I also have a homework page, and this just has a little bit of information. And I also have a copy of the homework sheet on that page. The main part to notice is reading is a huge component of the homework. And please make sure you sign when you're a student or when you have completed the homework, students. That one's for you or your parents. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's instructions there. If you click on the subjects bar or subjects button, this will come up with the Australian Curriculum Assessment and Reporting Authority overview of what we learn in Year 5. So at any time, if you're wondering what we are learning in Year 5, this is an overview. It's called an achievement on a page. This is English, has maths, science, health and PE, humanities and social sciences. That's also geography, things like that. The arts, technologies. As you can see there, it's got a bit more information if you're interested. You can click on the contact button. There's a photo of my family and I at Christmas. If ever you want to contact me, there's my email address there. You can also submit your details and that will be emailed to me as well. At the learning stages, I have some interesting information about learning stages that people go through, that students go through, that I go through, that you go through. And there's building knowledge, making meaning, applying understanding. And I've got some interesting YouTube clips there which will explain that in more detail. With the More button, there are progression points. This explains the English progression points and the maths progression points. If you're interested, you can click on those. I am attempting to start a Google Doc, a blog this year that I will add things to. Students may add things to. I sometimes put links to YouTube clips or PD, professional development that I've gone to, etc., etc. There's a link to the gallery. There's also a link to online activities. This has a copy of our internet agreement. It also has a copy of the PowerPoint that I go through with the students at the beginning of the year. And I've put in another few links to some interesting sites that are quite educational and fun. And this Promethean active table is something that our library has purchased and students have access to, so we're going to be using that more this year. I've got some maths YouTube clips, motivational videos. I'm collecting a few YouTube clips about friendship that I'm going to be showing to the students over the year. There's bookwork expectations. We have a bookwork presentation tutorial that we have all watched and that we will be following and we'll watch again. There's also a little tutorial on writing on blue lines because we've gone from writing on red and blue lines to writing on just blue lines. So that's there as well. And we've got our library and Lexile linking page. This takes us to the Library Weebly where students can go and if we go to iRead Primary Reading Literacy Pro, this will show us where we can log on to Literacy Pro and do our tests after we've read our books. So that's a great thing to know. And lastly but not least, I've got some videos here about some of the devotions that we are working through this term and this year. So if you're interested, you can check them out. But if you have any questions or you get a bit lost, just shoot me an email and I'm happy to help. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for listening and watching.